All right, so here I am. I'm in my stockbroker account, looking at my options portfolio, and as you can see here, I have quite a few positions on. Just want to highlight maybe 2 or 3 positions. So, for example, if we look at the XLK, so the XLK is an ETF that I really like, that I trade very often, and it's an ETF that corresponds to the technology sector in the market, right? So there are 11 sectors in the market that make up the market. So let's just run through those right quick. So the 11 sectors that make up the market are, we got the consumer communication sector, which is, if you want to trade that, the ETF ticker symbol is XLC, as in cat. We have the consumer discretionary sector, and the ticker symbol for that ETF is XLY. We have the consumer staples sector, and the ticker symbol for that ETF is XLP. We have the energy sector, ETF ticker symbol XLE, financials XLF, healthcare XLV as in Victor, industrial sector XLI. We have the materials sector XLB as in boy. We have the real estate sector XLRE. We have the technology sector XLK, which I just mentioned. And we have the utility sector XLU as in universal, right? So XLK is the technology sector that I like to trade quite often. And so here I'm on Yahoo Finance's website. Here is the XLK Spider ETF fund. And we can see here the top holdings, right? The top holdings for this particular ETF are Apple, Microsoft. Basically, those are the 2 top holdings, right? Then those are followed by Visa, Nvidia, MasterCard, and PayPal, right? So an ETF or an exchange traded fund is a basket of stocks that one can trade like a regular stock itself. Right, so if we go back to my stockbroker account, so the other position that I have on and that I trade very often is the consumer discretionary ETF, which is represented by XLY, right? So we can see here I'm roughly up close to 38% on my XLY position, so roughly $2,610, right? And that ETF, we go back to Yahoo Finance's website. This stuff is fun, man, once you learn it. You know, I mean, you can make money pretty much at will. You could become your own central bank where you're able to print money, right? So the top holdings for the XLY ETF are Amazon, which is the largest holding for this consumer discretionary index. Consumer discretionary sector, also index, ETF, exchange traded fund. Then you also have Home Depot, right? You have Nike, and you also have McDonald's, followed by Starbucks, Lowe's, Target, etc. But as you can see here, Amazon has the largest percentage holding for this particular ETF, XLY, which again is the consumer discretionary sector of the stock market. And the other underlying that I like to trade a lot, and I say underlying because underlying can consist of, underlying can be an ETF, an exchange traded fund. It could be an index, or it could be a stock, right? So I just say underlying to be all inclusive because again, it can represent either one of those 3 that I just mentioned, right? And so you have the SPX. So the SPX is a index that mimics the S&P 500, right? And so I trade the SPX quite often, at least probably 4 or 5 times a month. And so as you can see here, this position is currently worth $1,200, and thus far I've made, of that $1,200, I've made 67.9%, which equates to roughly $815, right? And so for those who understand options, which is what I teach, I have 7 days left until expiration. So every option contract has an expiration date. So I have 7 days before this options position expires. Okay, so the expiration date for this options position is 24 December. So what you'll see is, as I get closer to this expiration date, you'll see my P&L, my profit and loss, begin to grow. So this is going to go from 815. It's going to continuously increase until basically it gets close to $1,200. So I'll probably walk away with roughly 98% of this $1,200. So again, options trading is a great way to create an additional stream of income, as well as make money from the stock market every month. And actually, you don't have to buy stock in order to sell option contracts or buy option contracts. They are contracts. So however, what a lot of folks don't understand is that you can actually use options to buy stock at a discount. So to me, when it comes to investing in the stock market, man, there's so much flexibility with options that, once you learn this invaluable skill set, there's so many different ways that one, can make money.